What's up, my peoples? It is your boy AMG here, and today we are talking about My Hero Academia, Chapter 218, titled The Special Abilities Liberation Army. Now, we see the chapter open up with everybody, running in the commons area, trying to run outside because it's snowing outside, so everybody is excited. And it's Sunday morning, early December, and they're, off because there's no school on Sundays, I guess, in Japan, just like there is here in America. But anyway, and they're just running outside, getting excited, and we see people asking if Todoroki and Bakugo are back from their, provisional license yet. When are they going to be back? Sira asks. And they said they'll be back soon. I'm pretty sure they're actually in the middle of it right now. And people were just saying, I can't believe I even passed it before them. And everyone's like, man, you just petty. It's just kind of funny to me that you even bring that topic up, but whatever. And we see people watching TV, and there's a commercial that comes on. And it's a commercial about different quirks and different people with quirks. And they're talking about the products that they make, like they're making clothes and all kinds of stuff for people with, of course, where they're like animals or people with multiple appendages, or even people who have different consistencies for their body, like they can turn gelatin or their water or something, and they make clothes for, every kind of person. And we see that whole commercial, and there's some guy in the front, and we don't know exactly who he is, but he looks like he ought to be, some CEO type guy. And I'm just like, okay, that's kind of weird that they opened, a chapter like that. I was like, okay. And we moved to an office called the Leading Lifestyle Support Manufacturer Deterrent Company. And I'm like, okay, that's interesting. This guy he pretty much looks like the Joker. He looks like the Joker when he doesn't have makeup on. That's exactly who he looks like. And I'm like, that's wild that they made a character look like that. Like, I really just wanted to do the Joker live, but it's kind of late, so I'm not going to. But they're sitting in the office after the commercial just talking about, hey, that commercial was good. You got your point across. That was okay. And he's talking to some bear-looking dude that kind of really looks like Nezu to me. And he's just a tall version, like a regular-sized human version. And they're just going back and forth talking about the commercial and stuff like that. And the bear is like talking smack about the dude who looks like he ought to be the CEO of the company, saying, oh, I can say whatever I want to this guy, and talking about his hairline and stuff. And I'm like, whoa. It's like, man, you just talk about people's hairlines? All right, bro. Even though his hair don't even look any better, he just got that haircut where he has hair between his ears and there's no hair anywhere else. But I'm like, all right, he look like you going bald, but you talking about people? But the CEO Joker looking guy starts talking about a book that he's been reading and he just can't put down because I guess it's so interesting to him. And the book is called Special Abilities Liberation Front. And, the bear looking guy was like, oh yeah, I've read that book before and it was trash. And I'm like, he said it was garbage. And I'm like, why would those criminals have a book? And I'm just like, oh, okay. And we see the president dude, he's like, I'm sorry to the bear. And the bear is like, huh, basically. And he's like, hey, do you have any family or significant others? He was like, no. He was like, my mother died last year. And we see him walk up on him, put his arm around the bear. And he said, you've worked so hard for me. He said, but it seems more than any other employee, I would have wanted you to be with me. He was like, I considered even introducing you to the other members. And I'm like, other members, do you mean of the company? Because he looks like he's pretty high up. And he's squeezing this dude while he's doing it. And this dude really looks like the Joker. Like, literally, he looks like the Joker. And I'm just like, that's weird that they made a character that looks like that. And he's squeezing him. And he's like, it's really unfortunate. And we see, the sound snap on the page. And he ends up snapping the panda, bear guy's neck. And he drops to the ground. And you know, he's mad about something, and I'm guessing it's about the book. We all know it's about the book. Come to find out, that book was made by Destroyo, the destroyer of the Liberation Army. And he was basically the leader of it. And we heard, you know, about him back in chapter 171 when Gentle was talking about infamous, you know, bad guys pretty much. Or I wouldn't necessarily say he's a bad guy, but you know, people who are seen as bad, really. And back then, the group was called the Metahuman Liberation Army. And I'm like, okay, that's not really much of a difference. I just wanted to throw that in there. But they all end up getting caught over time, and he got thrown in jail. And while he was in jail, he was writing the book. And he ended up dying in jail, you know, committing suicide. And he committed suicide in jail, but he had a son, which turns out to be the guy, the CEO who was the leader of the company. And now he is the new Destroyer. We see him walk into, you know, some office building place area, and he's having a meeting. And he's having a meeting with the other people of the Liberation Army. And he is the leader, and you know, they're talking about trying to make a move on somebody. They're going to make a move on the League of Villains. So they're about to go attack the League of Villains. So it makes me think already, oh snap. So this is going to be a back and forth. It's going to be like a back and forth between the League of Villains and them. But then the heroes are going to be in the middle trying to break both of those up. Because I'm not sure if the Liberation Army is like an evil group, or they're more like, you know, how the Vigilantes are. But it kind of seems like they're kind of chaotic evil, really, instead of being, you know, chaotic neutral, which is kind of how the Vigilantes are. But then we see, you know, moving on in the chapter, and they're talking about they're going to go for him, and we see people, you know, running out of the bank, it looks like, and it looks like they stole something. And we see a car stop in the middle of the street, and people are just running and everything. And we see, you know, a license that says Hero, and the bad guys are just running out, and it says, it looks like they're riding on, I would guess it's snow or water or mud. I don't know, because we don't get, you know, a real specific indication on their quirks. But everybody's running, and we see Bakugo and Todoroki hop out the car like, oh, let's go. It's like, let's go. It's like, let's fight. And we see All Might like, yo, y'all just got your license. It hasn't even been a second since you had your license. You only had it for about like 30 minutes. And Bakugo's like, it doesn't matter how long we had it. We heroes now. We about to go in. So they're about to go, you know, fight these dudes. And it's some guy who's very vulgar and said, some wannabe heroes. And he says, the F are you guys? And I'm like, whoa. I was like, is this the hood manga translation? Because when did they say stuff like that? But anyway, no, but the chapter was really interesting. So they're going off with another, you know, evil group that the heroes are going to fight. But since it's going to be different than how the Overhaul arc was, where it was Overhaul and his group, and then it was the League of Villains. This time it's going to be the Liberation Army, and it's going to be the League of Villains, and it's going to be the heroes in the middle trying to stop both of them, because this time they're going to be going against each other, which we see in the Overhaul arc, they were, you know, together somewhat. So it's like, they weren't, you know, cohesive or anything like that, but they were kind of together. They're kind of working together. So this is going to be interesting to see how they're going to deal with, you know, getting attacked from both ends pretty much, because I'm pretty sure the Liberation Army is going to be mad that they're, you know, getting in their way. So they're going to have to fight on two fronts, basically. And I'm happy that we see, you know, Todoroki and Bakugo got their licenses. And them as a tag team combo, this is gonna be fire, bro. And I hope they smack the hell out of this dude who was talking all that trash. But anyway, that is the end of the video. Like, comment, subscribe if you like the video. And anime, manga, and gaming is all that. And I'm out.